Dead soil is expensive. Once your garden loses life, you start buying fertilizer, compost, soil boosters and miracle products that promise fast results. But the smartest growers in history used a method that cost almost nothing, needed no fertilizer, and kept soil richer year after year. That ancient secret is cover cropping, and once you understand how it works, you may never look at bare soil the same way again. For gardeners who want healthier plants, fewer weeds, better moisture retention, and living soil packed with beneficial microbes, this may be one of the most powerful tools you ever use. Many gardeners focus only on feeding plants, but forget to feed the soil. Bare soil exposed to sun, wind, and heavy rain loses structure fast. Moisture evaporates, beneficial fungi decline, worms retreat deeper, and weed seeds move in. Every empty patch becomes a place where life disappears. Nature almost never leaves soil uncovered. Forest floors stay mulched, meadows stay rooted. Wildland protects itself with constant plant cover. That living cover is what keeps microbial life active and nutrients cycling naturally. When you use cover crops, you copy that natural system in your own garden. Most people notice the green leaves above ground, but the real magic happens below the surface. Roots release sugars known as root exudates. These sugars feed bacteria, fungi, and other beneficial microbes. In return, those microbes unlock nutrients, improve soil texture, and help plants resist stress. As roots grow, they also create channels through compacted soil. When those roots die back or are cut down, they leave pathways for water, oxygen, worms, and future vegetable roots. That means cover crops do 3 jobs at once. They feed microbes, loosen soil, and build organic matter without you hauling in bags of compost. You do not need rare seeds or expensive blends. Some of the best cover crops are simple and affordable. Clover is one of the best all-around choices. It covers soil quickly, suppresses weeds, and helps fix nitrogen through its partnership with beneficial bacteria. Field peas are excellent for cool seasons and add biomass fast while improving fertility. Buckwheat is ideal when you need quick summer growth. It germinates rapidly, shades weeds, and attracts pollinators. Rye is powerful for fall and winter use because it grows dense roots, protects soil, and adds large amounts of organic matter. Mustard can also be useful for fast coverage and helping clean tired soil. If you only choose one for beginners, clover is hard to beat. This method is simple enough for any gardener. First, clear heavy weeds, but do not dig deeply. Just loosen only the surface if needed. If the soil is dry, water it lightly before sowing. Then scatter seeds across the bed as evenly as you can. Rake them in very lightly, or just cover with about 1/4 inch of compost or soil. After that, water gently. It's important to keep the area moist during germination. Once they're established, most cover crops need little attention, really. For small garden beds, sow thick enough that plants create a living carpet. Timing matters, but it is honestly easier than people think. After your summer crops finish, sow a fall cover crop right away. This protects your beds through the cooler months and keeps those microbes active for longer. Before spring planting, cut the cover crop down and let the residue rest on the surface, kind of like a mulch. If a bed will sit empty for even 4 to 6 weeks during warm weather, sow a quick crop like buckwheat instead of leaving the soil bare. Any time the soil would normally be empty is just the perfect time for cover crops. Many gardeners make one mistake. They grow a cover crop, then till it under. That can actually destroy fungal networks and disturb the very life you've worked to build. Instead, cut the crop at ground level before it sets seed. Leave the roots in place. Lay the tops on the surface as mulch. Those roots will decay underground, feeding microbes exactly where they live. The mulch above keeps moisture in and blocks weeds. This no-till style, creates richer soil year after year. Here's the fertility secret no one really explains. Legume cover crops, like clover and peas, can actually capture nitrogen from the air. Thanks to special bacteria living on their roots, they convert that nitrogen into forms your soil can use over time. So instead of buying nitrogen fertilizer, you're basically growing it right in your own garden. Non-legume crops, such as rye and buckwheat, well, they shine in other ways. They help build carbon, improve soil structure, and feed fungi that support long-term soil health. By using both types in rotation, you create balanced fertility and a much better soil biology. Gardeners who use cover crops often notice the same changes season after season. The soil becomes darker, softer, and honestly, just easier to work with. Water soaks in faster, but interestingly, it also stays around longer. You'll start seeing more earthworms too. Weeds decline because your beds aren't left bare anymore. And your vegetable plants? Their roots grow deeper and they handle heat stress way better. But most importantly, the garden starts needing less and less from outside. That's really the main goal, a garden that supports itself more with every passing season. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes you'll want to avoid. First, don't let cover crops go to seed unless you want volunteers popping up everywhere next season. And don't wait too long after harvesting your vegetables, because bare soil loses its momentum pretty quickly. Avoid planting too sparsely, as thick growth is best for suppressing weeds and feeding microbes. Don't till everything under if you're aiming for living soil. And, well, don't expect miracles in just a week. Soil life builds slowly. What starts as a simple green cover can really transform a bed in just 1 or 2 seasons. There's an ancient method that modern gardeners have mostly forgotten. Long before bottled fertilizers, growers understood that healthy soil came from keeping land rooted, covered, and alive. They knew that soil isn't just dirt, it's a living ecosystem. Cover crops bring that wisdom right back into today's gardens. Instead of spending money every season to fix tired beds, you can grow fertility, grow microbes, and grow resilience, all naturally. Try this on just 1 empty bed this season and compare it with the rest of your garden. You might be shocked by the difference. If you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe to The Garden Life for more smart, practical gardening secrets. And, share this with a fellow gardener who wants richer soil without spending a cent.